Education is changing, especially in higher education. Many students are choosing distance learning or online learning in lieu of the traditional classroom. The major differences are things like location, which makes it the easiest to understand the difference between distance learning and online learning. Online learning requires interaction with teacher, where the material is supplementary to the curriculum. Distance learning is the classroom is typically far away, so you can think of it as basically learning at a distance. The work of these classrooms is also different than the typical classroom. According to Britt, from How to Better Engage Online Students with Online Strategies, the online courses often outperform their counterparts in traditional classrooms because their work is often more in-depth and more difficult. In both online and distance learning, the work is much more difficult, but it's informative and better prepares you for the workforce. Communication in these classes is also different. In one, we have in-person interactions, and the other, we only have messaging or phone calls. Britt describes online courses as making stronger employees because it better prepares you for the workplace. And this makes sense because often in the workplace you're judged on your work production and less on your conversation skills. Online courses can be very helpful for the professor as well. Less time is spent on materials or assessments, grading, and locating reliable information, and this can be a huge relief when you have over 200 students. There are many types of learning experiences available, such as online courses or a split classroom, which is half online and half in person. There's even distance learning or online portfolios. And distance learning has an interesting history. According to Bauer and Hardy, the first distance learning happened in 1728 when Boston Gazette offered to send weekly lessons. But the first institute wasn't until 1833 in Sweden. Then, when technology came around in the 1920s, radio was introduced. In the 1950s, the television. And once the internet hit, we had two-way communications that wasn't super expensive. And so it made it easier. And we have the online learning we have today. There's lots of different types of best practices with learning. According to Grad Hacker, there are 7 ways to make the online experience better. Using technology to help you anticipate difficulties, being available to talk to students, giving feedback, discussing who you are as a person, providing support, are just some. You can use different medias to engage, like videos and pictures, and by using materials, the online experience becomes a new way to bring knowledge to students. Online is also trending. People are often looking for price, flexibility, and strong education, and all those things can be provided from the online learning experience. Using slideshows, virtual lectures, and ebooks at the top-level universities allows everyone to access these. So remember, online education is different depending on your style. So choose what works for you. Design engaging lessons, maintain availability, and encourage. Finally, stay on the trends of technology and use them to work to your advantage.